Dropout rates across the globe are likely to rise as a result of this massive disruption to education access, while other critical needs such as health, water, and sanitization are being responded to. Educational needs cannot be forgotten as these have equally detrimental impact if left unaddressed. The pile-on effect of the coronavirus is that during the global pandemic, COVID-19 interruptions due to education can have long-term implications, especially for the most vulnerable children. There is a real risk of regression for children whose basic foundational learning was not strong to begin with millions of children who have already deprived of their right to education, particularly in girls, are being more exposed to health and well-being risks, both psychosocial and physically during COVID-19. Without access to education, shocks are experienced, including loss of life, health impacts, and loss of livelihoods. Children are more vulnerable and unprotected. As household finances are being strained and needs increase, out of school children are more likely to be exposed to the risk like family violence, child labor, forced marriage, trafficking, and exploitation, including by responders. For most children, vulnerable children, education is life-saving. Not only does it provide safety and protection, importantly, it instills a hope for a brighter future. Well, we have a caller online to give us a more description regarding the educational sector system in working in COVID. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, I get you.
Yes, Mr. Sharma, can you give us a brief of what exactly is happening in educational sector right now?
In the present time, a lot of chaos is going on in all the domains, and the education department is no exception to that, Hanisha.
Right.
The COVID has really gripped the whole world, and by the way, the two Telugu states are also really very hard under the pressure of this COVID. All the governments are taking all the there is no stone unturned to contain this pandemic. And
Right.
because of this, as the academic year is to start from June, there is a worry with respect to the parents regarding their children's education. And, this really happens to be a major problem. Even the government of India has issued some guidelines that presently the schools are not going to open for quite some time because the children may be put to undue pressure and undue like their health may get spoiled. So most of the schools are opting for online education.
Right. But sir, how what do you think the teachers what are the several challenges that teachers have faced during this transition? Because as you've said, like not all everyone was accustomed to this online teaching mode. So for teachers, it is a drastic transition because from going to face, they've directly moved to online teaching. So what are the challenges that they've faced?
That is exactly the case, Anisha, because you rightly pointed out the teachers of late are really put into a kind of real difficulty because most of them have to make a transition from offline to the online, which is really going to be very difficult because most of the teachers who have been working for more than a decade or two and who have spent all their life in teaching students face to face, and really they have to take this dramatic step of moving towards this online education.
Right.
And if some people, the people of the younger generation, might get accustomed to this online education teaching quite easily, but those working from a long, I mean more than a decade, really find it very difficult because they are not used to the technical gadgets, their handling, and also the way to teach through the online system, Anisha. So it's a real challenge. And some schools, I heard that some private schools are also having a separate department in their schools to train those teachers who find it difficult to work with these electronic gadgets and to work through this online system. So efforts are being made to make all the teachers follow the same because often for the present, no school education, I mean, no regular going to school is not possible, and even in the distant future also, it may not be possible till the end of this year, some sources are saying. So even the MHA is also quite apprehensive as to when they have to really reopen all the schools. So all these things taken together necessitate the online teaching for quite some time to come. So the teachers are being trained. The teachers really, some of them are finding difficult to adjust with, and most of them are complaining about the bandwidth, the Wi-Fi availability, and other difficulties are also there.
Right.
But one has to get over all these things to put the education online, because there should be no break in academics. The students' interest should never be taken off. So teachers are really working very, very hard in the interest of the students' education to get acquainted with this particular newer type of education, and they are trying to really work through this online to impart at least whatever is possible to give them through online. They want to transfer that knowledge to the students, Anisha.
Right. So, how far do you think that the education sector can manage this online teaching right now? Because as far as we can see, with the rising number of cases in the country, it seems like schools wouldn't open in near future. So, how long do you think that online teaching would cater educational institutions? Because gradually the productive level of the online teaching will also come down.
Yes, Anisha, the case is quite evident because as you see, even yesterday also the reported cases in Telangana were over 200. So
Right.
if this graph goes up, if it peaks, really that's going to be really difficult to even imagine or reopening the schools. So as for the present predictions and calculations, the schools might open anywhere near the end of this academic year. I mean, this particular year, running year, calendar year, Anisha,
Right.
because November or December might seem to be little bit convenient or congenial to open the schools, because the AIMS sources are saying that according to research, the COVID cases, there will be a kind of a secondary wave of infections which would peak around August or September. So taking that into consideration, we can expect something to happen around November, Anisha, to be honest. And so the teachers have to carry on without losing the academic year for the children. They have to carry on with the online teaching till that point of time. And according to the educational experts also, since the online teaching, though it can never replace the regular teaching which is given in the schools, but for the time being they have to accept it and they have to promote this education model, and they are giving same instructions to the parents who wait anxiously for their child's academic progress, to equip them with the necessary laptops or other Wi-Fi requirements so that the child can be taught over online system.
Right, right. Also here, sir, I would like to ask, what is this uh, psychological state of mind right now amongst the students? Because there are different age groups of students that are involved in this, right from kindergarten to graduation, undergrads to grads. So what is the psychological state for them right now? Because a lot of school kindergarten students, it's very hard for them to make them understand the social concept of social distancing or sanitization. And probably kids who are teens can probably, it's much easier for them to go through the entire process of social distancing and sanitizing. Yet since their exams have been cancelled, that was a huge turning for them that has happened, because now they have to start thinking how they are going to go ahead, if they have to join in the 11th grade or 12th or inter first year or second year, which is completely based on the 10th results, which were cancelled in our class. And when you come to graduation students, once they get graduated this year, what about the job opportunities for them outside right now? Because a lot during this situation, during this COVID pandemic scene, there are not many companies which are coming forward to hire students, freshers especially?
Yes, this is very interesting question, Anisha, because just before we have seen the scenario from the teacher's point of view, and now if you take up the student's perspective, it's really going to be very, very grim and difficult because, as you have spoken, the primary education, the students are quite young, and to expose them to the online education is really very not only expensive but very it's not medically advisable also because at that age, if they are exposed continuously to such harmful radiation, that would really hamper all their growing faculties and they will not be in a position to understand through online also because they are never used to all such things. So at the primary level it is going to be very difficult. That's why some states like Karnataka have completely banned online education up to fifth standard, that is primary education. And from sixth onwards, which is called the secondary education, there is some scope to induct this online teaching because the students are really grown up. They are a little bit mature enough to handle the electronic gadgets and they can sit before the systems and grasp a little better than the primary level students. So for the secondary school, the online teaching might really help. And for the seniors and those who have, as you said, those who are trying to enter intermediate, it's going to be really difficult because they are in a kind of fix as to which college would admit them and where, when and what. So all these things have to be sorted out very soon. And the most difficult part is with those graduates who are passing out this year because they do not know where to apply. In the normal course of time, they would, after completing graduation, would seek some employment from well-known companies. But now with the lockdown in force, though some relaxations are being made, yet most of the companies are allowing their employees to work from home because the COVID cases are still on the rise. So such precautionary measures and also the intake is very, very less now compared to the yesteryears. So these factors certainly will bring down the spirit of those graduates who are just passing out. And they are basically concerned about their families, their own health, and amidst all these circumstances, the real enthusiasm to go further is really coming down, it's waning down in most of the students. But I strongly advise them not to lose their heart because it's a situation which is not in our hands. It's called this nature. So one has taking all these things into factors into consideration. They have to really keep up and they have to really work hard this time to improve their other factors like self-development, communication skills and other things which they are lacking in. They have to improve, make up in this time, which is really a godsend. They have to believe then they have to when things are becoming better and when something opens up, they can present and they can really show off their talents and get employed in some reputed companies, Anisha.
Right, right. Also here I would like to ask, what are the factors that we should keep in mind, just in case if we have to stay sane during this situation for students especially? What are the things that we have to keep in mind to just stay sane? Also because here a lot of exposure to technology, the students are very much exposed to a lot of things apart from the online education itself. So what are the measures that can be taken by parents where they can limit the use of technology for students so that they don't abuse it?
Yeah, this is going to be very difficult, and the burden would be upon the parents and Anisha, because each parent has got the responsibility to check and see, supervise, and identify how that child is behaving with the technology. First, it has to teach the adaptation techniques. Then, now as most of the children are used to working with the cell phones and other systems also, they might not find it very difficult. But we have to, parents have to make sure that the student watches only the programs which are meant for education because generally they try to extend the domain to other fields like entertainment and other things, sports, of which they are really fond of. So each parent has to be very careful to limit that exposure only for the period of education. And later, they have to engage them in parental guidance is going to play a very major role, Hanisha, because now the child will be at home all the time. So the
Right.
parent has to apportion the time equally. So this time is for education, this for sports, this for recreation, this for meditation, something like that. They have to devise a program, and they have to make the child follow that schedule meticulously. And they have to teach moral guidelines, moral elements, and other things also during this part of time. And they can also inculcate some kind of useful activity into the minds of these children when they are at home, Anisha. Because education is not only about reading what is given in the text, but also getting enlightened about the society, about the nature, about the world, and about everything. So, what teachers were previously providing to the students, that part the parents have to play in these particular times, Anisha. Then the child would be really benefited. And once the lockdown is over and the schools are open, then naturally the child would not find it difficult to adjust with the syllabus or with the other things regarding to the school, Anisha.
Right. So here also I would like to ask you, Mr. Sharma, what what about the students that are in rural areas?
Yeah, this is really very interesting because of late most of the people are focusing only on the urban areas and semi-urban areas, but nobody is trying to think about the rural scenario. This is also going to be very important because most of the students are from the rural background, and their availability of Wi-Fi and other facilities, I don't know how far they are viable. And so this is going to be very critical time for them, Anisha, because the government has to think about alternative means. They have to either provide a kind of collective Wi-Fi facilities for all the students at one place in some assembled area, following the social distance, because individual homes may not be having this facility in the rural areas. So some modality has to be really found out, and accordingly, the students should be taught through online methodologies, Anisha, because this time is very precarious. One has to be very careful. In the rural settings, the technical gadgets and technical establishments are very difficult to obtain, and even the economic viability is also not found in most of the people. So, government has to really dedicate some part of its. It has to keep a separate, allocate some budget for this particular rural areas where students can learn online education quite freely, Anisha. That would be really great because students in rural areas must be given this sort of education because it is quite new to them. Even the parents are also not aware of all these things. So both parents as well as the students should be educated to get into this form of online education, Anish.
Right, Mr. Sharma. Here, I would also like to know what about the academic calendar? How are educational institutions planning to uh, change the academic calendar? Because in case schools are open, teachers are ready to work in shifts, or they are ready to have alternate
Yes.
days with students. How does it affect the academic calendar? Does it even affect the academic calendar? Or if so, what are the changes that could be done for them? Possible changes.
Yeah, it does really affect the academic year this year, Anisha, because even if the schools are reopened, as you say, lot many efforts and measures have to be taken by the schools as well as the parents in getting that education in the schools. Because from the institutions have to make sure that the social distance is followed, sanitization is made, and the entire class is broken into different segments. Like one is allocated a particular time frame in the morning, the other one afternoon, the other one later in the afternoon, like that, because they cannot cram all the students in one classroom like how they were doing before. Again, even the rotation by day, alternate days of education to a particular group of students is also a good idea, which is also being taught by most of the educationists because that gives a kind of break for the students to stay one more day at home. That is also quite interesting. So some such measures have to be taken care, and all these things would really ensure that the student is really safe and he is also getting education. And the part of the parents is to say to it that the child gets what is really good for it, like immune boosting food, it has to send to the the parents have to give to the students. And once the student reaches home, they have to give him complete body wash, and then they have to change the clothes completely, and they have to put him on sanitation for some time and take care of the child. And if any symptoms of COVID are seen in the child, immediately they have to home quarantine it. All these things are there, Anisha. This year is going to be really very, very typical. So one has to, the parents, teachers, educationists, government are really very, very cautious about this the education system, and how the students would get educated in this particular academic year, Anisha.
Right, Mr. Sharma, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining with us.
Thank you, Anisha.